Alright, so I'm here at the bus station in León at the main terminal, and in this video I'm going to explain how to get from here to the beaches of Las Penitas and Poneloya. So like I said, this is the main terminal here in León. If you're coming from any other city like Managua or really any city in Nicaragua, you're going to come either by chicken bus or microbus. The chicken bus you can see kind of behind me, it looks like a school bus, and then the microbus is, hopefully you can see in the background, kind of the smaller size. It fits maybe 14 to 15 people. So if you're riding one of those, you're going to arrive to this location, and then your next step is to find a taxi. Now when you first get off, especially as a foreigner, you're probably going to be swarmed by taxi drivers and tricycle drivers. Don't even bother with the tricycle drivers, they're not worth it. Just get a taxi and tell them that you need to go to the Sutiaba Market. Now as a foreigner, they're likely going to try to charge you more. Just know that a price for a taxi to go from here to the Sutiaba Market is only 30, maybe 40 Cordobas at the most. Now 30 Cordobas is equal to $1, so you're looking at about $1. One thing to remember, they might try to charge you for bags. Don't pay any extra for bags. That's not a thing. That's not an extra charge. Also, this is a very important thing. Make sure to establish the price before you get in the taxi. If you don't establish the price first, then it's very likely that you'll be ripped off by the time you get to your destination. So make sure to establish the price before getting into the taxi. And another important thing is the price is per person. So just remember, it's per person. If you're traveling with somebody else, then you each have to pay that 30 to 40 Cordobas. So that can be a little confusing at first, but the taxi rides here are per person. All right, so now I'm gonna take a taxi to the Sutiaba Market to kind of show you the process that you'll go through to get there.
Voy a Sutiaba Mercado. Sutiaba Mercado. Sí, ¿cuánto? 30.
Alright, so I'm in the taxi. It's gonna cost me 30 Cordobas, so just like I said, 30 to 40 Cordobas, usually 30 during the day, 40 at night. It's not a super long ride. It's probably about 10 to 15 minutes depending on traffic. Now if you're going from the terminal and you don't want to go straight to Las Penitas, maybe you just want to check your messages or relax or just kind of chill for a few minutes, a good place to go is to the cathedral, which is right by Central Park. So you can ask a taxi to go to the cathedral or to Central Park. It's the same place. But this is in the center of the city. It's a really populated area with a lot of tourists, so definitely a safe area to go. And there's actually Wi-Fi in the park, and then there's two coffee shops that also have Wi-Fi called Casa del Cafe and Pan y Paz. So you can pay $1 or $2 and get Wi-Fi if you want to check your messages, check your email, anything like that. So if you don't want to deal with the bus at all, if you just want to go straight from the terminal to Las Penitas, you can take a taxi. The price for a taxi direct from the terminal to Las Penitas or Poneloya is going to be about 300 Cordobas, or the equivalent of $10. Now that is a total cost. So if you go with multiple people, you can split that cost. But remember, when you're riding around in the city of León, the price is per person. So that's an option if you don't want to deal with any of the hassle. It will be quicker, obviously, and probably a more comfortable ride, all in all. But you'll see the experience on the bus here in just a few minutes. Okay, so this is the Sutiaba Market. Behind me you can see some fruits and vegetables, and then on the opposite side here you can see the bus. The bus here, there's usually just one bus. This is the one that's gonna go to Las Penitas. The bus leaves every hour, roughly. I'm not sure the exact hours. I'll try to put it in the description or on the video screen here, but I think it usually starts around 5 or 6 in the morning and then goes until about 5 or 6 at night, running about every hour. So I'm gonna go ahead and get on the bus, and then we'll see the ride from there. Probably waited for like 30 minutes. Good and sweaty now. But you can see how full it is. It's just 2:30 on a Friday. So if you think this is full, you should try the ride back on the last bus over the weekends from Las Penitas back to Leon. There is no room at all. But yeah, they'll pack pretty much anything on this bus until it's full. People, animals, bikes, food, just about anything you can think of. Usually you get a pretty good variety of smells as well. Today just smells like sweat, so I would say that I got pretty lucky on this one. Alright, so I just got off at Playa Roca in Las Penitas. The way it works is the bus will always go to Poneloya first, and then it goes to the turnaround and makes its way back to Las Penitas. There's only one main road for each beach, so it's not too confusing. But like I said, I got off at Playa Roca. That's a really popular spot for tourists if you want to grab a bite to eat, a drink. It's a hotel as well, but I've never stayed the night there. So that's a really popular place. But there's quite a few places around here. A lot of good spots to eat, grab a drink, things like that. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna head back to the main street. I'm gonna walk towards the bus turnaround for Las Penitas to show you some of the different places there. Alright, so right behind me appears to be the bus turnaround for Las Penitas. I've never actually been this far back because I always get off at Playa Roca or one of the places kind of in between, but it had a sign so it looked like it. Right here to the right of me is a pulperia. It's basically just a small shop that has a bunch of the essentials like water, basic food, soap, shampoo, stuff like that. So if you need to get any of those essentials, that's a good spot to stop at. So Las Penitas and Poneloya are both really cool beaches. They're super relaxing, which is really nice. I've been to beaches in other countries where they're just full of tourists and full of people trying to sell you stuff. But here it's just super relaxing. You don't have to worry about that hardly at all. It really makes the experience a lot better, at least in my opinion. So if you want to take the bus back to Leon from Las Penitas and Poneloya, the last bus comes through around 6:30 or 6:40 in the evening. So if you miss that, if it's after that, you'll have to take a taxi back or maybe try your luck with hitchhiking. But I hope this video has been helpful in giving you kind of an idea how you get from Leon to Las Penitas and Poneloya. I'll put descriptions down in the description box kind of explaining everything. I'll try to link a map as well to Las Penitas and Poneloya so you can see what I'm talking about with the main streets and where you have to turn to get to Las Penitas. But if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. Thanks again for watching, and if you are coming to Nicaragua, hope you enjoy your time here.